God dang it! Now let's start the beginning again. Here's the music. Let's just pretend it's a new stream. Just pretend it's not a part 2. I got bodied. Okay, all right, I'm back, guys. I don't know what the hell just happened there, but we are back. All right, first off, I gotta say, Oni, I still remember. So first, let me go ahead and name something. I don't. The stream got too hyped and there was too much power, so the fusion ended early. So Oni on Grand Prix, and I gotta say, Lori Yamcha, thank you again for the Arbain Saudi Rai. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Or Saudi Rai. I say I can't even say it. Anyway. Woo! Yeah, Katsuki curse. Trust me, I don't know what happened, bro. We was just chilling, relaxing, all cool, shooting some b-ball outside the school. There were a couple of guys. They were up to no good. Started making trouble in my neighborhood. You know, I got one little fight. My mom got surprised and said, "You better stop singing that song before you get demonetized." Anyway, let's continue. No, it wasn't the PC. So what happened was I turned my VPN on and my VPN kicked me off because I tried to connect. So I'm back on the VPN and we're back. So anyway, yeah. What's good, Dave Fernandez? Welcome back, everyone. Lori Yamcha, that's Cap. I cannot speak Arabic. I do not know Arabic. It's my Arabic is bad. All right. And people ask me, "Oh, هل تتكلم اللغة العربية?" Or like, "Nam, قليل, قليل." So, "Oh wow, that's very, that's very good though. How are you? Where are you from?" And I'm like, I don't even know where I'm from. Okay, I'm from planet Namek. Okay. Oh, Bismillah. I'm like, oh, thank you. Yes, indeed. Planet Namek. Yeah. Thanks, my brother. Shukran gazilan. I will see you later. Bye. And then I'm out. Because then that's all I could say. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thank you. I'm sure. Appreciate it. Thank you. What's good, everyone? Welcome back. Yo, Vegeta Scales is back. So a question, I'm sorry. Ever find it annoying people call you a weeb just for speaking or learning Japanese, an actual language actual people speak? Yeah, I do. I do find it annoying. I mean, that's pretty much... It's like you can enjoy the culture while respecting your own in many other cases, but it all depends. And it's all fun and games until you say Mamura beki mono natama ni makiara ni nai. But none of you guys know what that means. Random thought, but cool. What if you could be if you drew? Hold on, I gotta answer Oni's question first, guys. Oni's question is up about the Grand Prix. All right, so Oni, to answer your question, let's just get a general scope about how strong the Grand Prix is, because your question is very broad. We're not really scaling. We really do feat scaling, but you're the first donation in that regard. Oh, Harvada was, and then you were, and then well, I don't care. Thank you all, really, seriously, thank you. Now, not too many donations, or I'll lose my mind, but. No, I don't speak any language. I can't speak any language. If I go up to someone and I say, 안녕하세요. 어떻게 계시세요? And they're gonna be looking at me like, "Hi, where'd you learn that?" No, I don't know Korean either. All right, terrible at Korean. Pero si tú quieres, yo puedo hablar en español un poquito. Pero mi español necesitas más practicar porque mi pronunciación es no bueno. A veces yo sonaba como un dominicano, a veces yo sonaba como un colombiano, y a veces. O a gringo. 90% del tiempo yo soñar como un gringo. Okay? Mi español pronunciación es no el mejor. No, mi español is no vino. Well, that is a vino. Yes, but no, man, no. Mi español is no bueno. It's cap. I'm lying. I don't actually know the language like that. All right. Pero yo sé en Puerto Rico the autobuses llamar de guagua. Okay, let me stop. Anyway, now let's begin with a couple of points about the Grand Prix. So first thing we got to know about the Grand Prix is let's dive on. We got to understand a couple of things about what the Grand Prix was able to do. How strong is the Grand Prix? If you want my honest opinion and take on it, we're going to Dragon Ball Super. Oh snap. Alright, so let's continue here. Oh, Vegeta scales. ¿Entendiste lo que dije? I didn't think you pick it up. Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball Super. Sí, entiendo a la perfección. Muchas gracias. Muchas gracias, mi hermano. Okay, now let's continue here. So one thing I want to do is I want to go to the chapter 31. I think chapter 31 is going to give us an idea. We're going to go to a couple chapters to kind of get an idea a little bit about what I was talking about, to kind of understand the strength. All right. No. Because I really want to focus on Oni's question. So to answer Oni's question, for those who don't understand. Okay. Don't demonetize me for doing the jingle. All right. So let's go to 29. All right. So to get an idea of how strong the Grand Prix is, there are a couple of things you need to understand. First things first. The Grand Prix is so strong that he did this, all right? So imagine someone at the level of Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, two Master Ultra Instinct Goku, since these are the two strongest gods of destruction. Getting your punches blocked with a finger, and people are like, "Oh, but that, come on, Whis blocked Planet Moro." Yeah, but Beerus could beat Planet Moro. So again, the fact that a stronger Beerus, who's battle hungry, possibly used an Ultra Ego here, because what is the key thing about this fight that the Grand Prix told them about? Tell me. Oh. Well, Bourgeois NSV, you must have not been here last time. I told you, I won't let Kakarot surpass me anymore. Thank you. Vegeta Scales got it. I don't even... Look at it. My boy already is on top of it. So that's the key thing, is it does say here. Let's go a chapter behind. Let's go to chapter 28. So the first things first is the Grand Prix's abilities, and I think it's very important to understand what his abilities are. Now, a lot of people still underestimate this feat. This is just a shout-out feat. Zeno-sama's place. If you read the actual guidebook, which I'm going to bring the guidebook statement up shortly. Andre, I don't know if you're in the stream, but do you think you still have that scan to the guidebook that talks about it? Because there's a guidebook where it talks about the Zeno realm. Question. Can you use English dub for power scaling? Because in Dragon Ball Super episode 43 English, King Kai said Goku forced himself into the future using Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken against it. Uncertified hater. Usually I prefer to use the Japanese, but he still went into the future anyway because he said where I'm going is far beyond your time skip. So the indication is still the same. So the context doesn't change what his feat was. So in that case, I would say the English is definitely usable. Now, another thing I do want to bring up to you guys is this scan. This is the mental world, for those who don't know, which does exist in Dragon Ball. A lot of people don't realize this world does exist. And I just think that even if it's for the Dragon Ball Super manga, we've talked about it before, which I'm still mad that this isn't a form, but if you guys think this form would have been fire in the show, just give me some fires in the chat, because I don't care what anyone says. I would have loved to have this form in the show. But we'll talk about that at a later time. As you guys can see, Zeno's world is, you know, crazy. You know. Oh, and for those who think the Speed Force. Alright, I'm not going to roast Marvel and DC right now. But the main thing I do want to, like, specify, which, let me go ahead and pin this message. Thanks, Andre. Alright, so Andre just sent this scan. So here we see here a planet within the royal palace. So the importance of this scan here, god dang, bro, that's way too big, but all right, that's much better quality. So it says here, it takes 2 days to travel to this location from the 7th universe. Goku can teleport here instantaneously with the button given to him by the Omni King. Planets floating in a space different from the 12 universes. Do you see these? In a space different from the 12 universes. That means Zeno's world is not the neutral zone. Remember I brought this up last stream. If you guys remember I brought this up last stream, let me get some brains in the chat. Because that shows you got high IQ. Alright? I am telling you guys, like, I've seen it. I've told people before. Straight up, guys. You know what I mean? Yo! RJ, thank you for the $4.99 location. Oh, Mechikabura. I thought you said the Chupacabra. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. So people still remember. So when I said the neutral zone in Dragon Ball's cosmology is a separate space from Zeno's world, this scan just proves it. So this means that the 12 universes that sit here in the Zeno's world, that means Zeno's world perspective is definitely, thank you again, RJ, is definitely a different space. So that's cool. So that means when we go back here, when we go back to this scan, which you see here, we go back here, Zeno is playing, and people can stay salty all they want. Stay salty all they want. But that shows us that Zeno is playing with the universe. Checkmate universe 7. But I still have 5 more to go. I also have 5 more. Isn't this too many? It is. Why don't we lose a few? Let's do that. And they're referring to the actual universes. So it's like, so they're not developing up at all. It's pointless to keep all 12 of them. I'm losing interest in observing them all. So am I. So kind of like Umineko, they look at it from a different space, considering it like, bro, this is just, like, they're just chess pieces on a board to us. That's why I told you, instant transmission can go to higher dimensions. A lot of people's like, no, it can't. You can't do that with instant transmission. That doesn't make sense. It's not teleportation then. All right, Iago. If you think it's not, explain why. Well, I'm going to tell you my debunk. All right, I know nobody can replace Gilbert Gottfried, but I'm going to at least try to respect his name when I'm doing this impression. First of all, I told Aladdin, stop wanking Goku, all right? Now, the first thing you need to know is that you're a dumbass if you don't think that any of this scales to a higher dimension, all right? And you're a baboon. But it wouldn't surprise me. Aladdin always hangs out with that dumb monkey anyway. Now, back to what I was saying. You know, this would be a little... I think this would be I think this would probably be a little bit more appropriate if I actually had him on the actual stream. So let's make it more appropriate.
Alright, so like I was saying, you dumb idiots, listen to me. I told you, Goku is clearly not our Versal, but the Grand Priest clearly scales to this place. He's in a different space where the 12 universes are seen differently. Look it, read it again, dumbass. It says it takes 2 days to travel to this location. From the 7th universe, Goku can teleport here instantaneously with the button given to him by the Omni King. Planets floating in a space different from the 12 universes. So that means the space here is different from the neutral zone, you dummies! Alright, I'm done.
Thank you so much, Iago. Alright, so back to what I was saying, guys. That's pretty much where I'm coming at with this. So the Grand Prix scales beyond this, and we have to understand that, hey, if the microcosm 6D, Koyama said, and we have evidence that it's likely 6D, and then we got the 7th dimensional neutral zone, then the Zeno world is likely 8th dimensional. Alright, so if we got an 8th dimensional Zeno world, the fact that he's sitting here in a higher dimension, oh, he's in the 8th dimension, kind of like Quantum Superman. Now, anyway, but seriously, he's sitting here. They see it as nothing. There's just chess pieces on the board. Now, here, when they call forth the other universes, etc., the Grand Priest is so powerful that even if you're in a separate universe, he could summon you. All right? So that's impressive. So if the Grand Priest can do that and teleport Kais, angels, gods of destructions alike, Goku's reaction, what? Wow! Goku is shocked. Because it says, "My Lord Grand Priest, this is Kuren of Universe 8. My apologies. My god of destruction is ready, but the Lord of Lords just went to use the restroom. Then you can come when he's done. I apologize. Now, I shall call them in." Oh? That's why Goku's shocked. Goku's like, did you just teleport all of them to a different dimension and you're not even there? Boom. So theoretically, if the Grand Priest wanted to, he could ascend you to where he's at. Sorry, when he's talking about the Grand Priest in his comment section, it's talking about Gojo. I feel you, yeah. I know sometimes people get off track. Let's see here. Back to Oni's question though. Oni, Goku is much more physically capable than Gojo, more fast than. Yeah, I mean, of course he is. I mean, that's not even part of the question. The question is Grand Priest. But either way, please rise, ladies and gentlemen. And then Goku's like, this is amazing. These are all the gods of destruction of all universes. So Goku's not only surprised by the gods of destruction, but the Grand Priest's abilities. So the fact is, the Grand Priest can do such a thing is insane. But here's the thing, like they said in this battle. Let's see here. I see, indeed, Zeno. All right, let the exhibition begin. All right, you mean now? Allow me to set up the tournament stage. So in the manga, unlike the anime, snaps his finger. That's it. Boom. Everyone's teleported into different platforms. So the fact Grand Priest does stuff with a snap of a finger. It's casual for him. Now, keep in mind, the Grand Priest should also be able to do things Whis has done. Now, he does say here, in this case, those who refuse to give it their all, by the way, shall be terminated according to His Majesty. So, there's no holding back. Theoretically, the Ultra Ego that makes you stronger after damage, they're using it. They should be using it. Even though we don't see like crazy aura, remember, at this time, we didn't know about Ultra Ego. Absolutely. Absolutely. No problem, Oni. So I just wanted to provide you with the information answering this question. And like you said, he dodged them all. And this is just showing you the general scope of the battle. We go over to the next page, and then the fact that the Grand Priest finds no difficulty, stops the two because they kept going. And keep in mind, Beerus and Kitela are at their strongest because they've taken damage. Because remember, as Beerus in them has gotten damage during the battle, they've gotten stronger during the fight. Because you can see them put up even a better fight than before. Because look at Cedra's still awake, even though he got knocked out earlier, off guard. So you don't really kill them like that. It's just they're mad strong. Now anyway, so when the Grand Priest comes, they were scared. Your battle is too intense for His Majesty to enjoy. Therefore, all gods of destructions are hereby disqualified from participation. What? I see. This match is cancelled. You are free to withdraw.
Lucky.
Now, in this case, the reason I wanted to show this is because this battle... Whoa! Oni with a $5 donation! Thank you again, Oni. I appreciate it, man. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Coming through, clutch. I just wanted to show you guys, last point of the Grand Priest is, I believe, like, after this, when they go to pick up Bulma... Because, no, yeah, Bulma's pregnant. There's a part where Bulma's pregnant. And then, I'm trying to see here. All right, let's see. All right, so we're going to go back one chapter. And then, as we see here, whoa, Roz Munchausen with the $2 donation. Guwei Matezli versus Go. You hate Gojo, don't you? You hate Gojo, don't you? Alright, but I'll get to that in just a moment, guys. Bear with me a moment, please. That is not a fight, alright? I may not know that much, but that is not a fight. His mere presence melts space and time, according to what I've read. No. I'm talking about a guy who doesn't intend to melt planets and melt stars, yet he does it on intent. Gojo is not unlimited like people think. Just standing in his presence, he's eventually got... You know, I'm not even going to answer that. Well, I answered it technically, but that pretty much settles that, man. That's kind of crazy. But, like, if we look here, Bulma's pregnant. This is what Whis does. A glare of his face, pops the baby out, fully developed, a biblical cord is removed, baby's clean, and that's it. A glare. So Whis, if he wants to accelerate your age, GG's. Oh, no, actually, it's towards the end of the pregnancy. He said the baby could be born any day now. So, obviously, Whis can... It's still a level of accelerating age. Rather you believe it or not, because the same Whis... And I'm just going to give people an idea of what angels can do. I'm not even talking about the Grand Priest at this point. This is just the angels, bro. Check out what the angels can do. Alright, let's check here. Chapter 48. Nope, not there. It's a chapter before that. So, if we look here, a chapter before... Boom, 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 boom. Goku barely beats Jiren, and they win. Frieza survives. And then after that, this is what happens. While they're flying, this is what happens. On a more important note, Son Goku, I believe you promised me that I would be revived after this. Sure thing. Just gotta gather up the Dragon Balls real quick. Zing! Does this mean you've come back to life? A gift from Lord Beerus. That was a fine strategy. Are you sure about this? I have every intention of perpetuating more evil. And when that time comes, I'll beat you again. Now, here's the thing. He just brought him to life. He just said, oh, you dead? All right, here you go. Oh, that's it? Yep. Nothing more? Yeah, no. You're alive. Bruh. Now, the last thing I got to just bring to everyone's attention to kind of give the last point to answer this question, how strong is the Grand Priest? I think that question is going to be the best answered around this chapter. I think 66. All right, no, that's way too far. All right. All right, no, that's still way too far. And how about here? No, that's still too far. And maybe here. All right, so So then here, 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 then here. He disappears. He was an awkward little brother. So,
Hope you remember me, lol BTW, who you got, movie Sonic or Kid Goku?
Yo, thanks for stopping through, Prince Boy. Oh, see, it depends. That's a good question, Prince Boy. So if I were to answer your question honestly, I actually think I could give it to movie Sonic. If he's super. If it's Super Sonic in the movie, I'm going to give it to him. Because he had a power, allegedly enough to, well, it's clearly he had enough power to planet bust. I don't think there was a negotiation for that because the whole idea was to take over the universe and multiverse. But I have to say, that was amazing. Thank you again for the donation. Holy crap. Thank you. Man, you guys are coming through. Let me breathe! Alright, so anyway, I just want to say, like, an angel level fighter who's being even stronger than Master Ultra Instinct Goku. Yes, I did cease to exist, as an angel, that is. So it says, you two should have an idea of why I summoned you. Yeah, but I had nothing to do with this mess. This was Whis' doing. I certainly did not expect Mirs to violate our angel laws. Alas, I was wrong to place him under your care. My deepest apologies. Ordinarily, it is the fate of law-breaking angels to be vanished from existence forever. That said, I personally am... What does that say? I personally eradicated Mirs temporarily before resurrecting him as immortal. So did he just erase an immortal being? Without even being there? With just a thought? So the Grand Priest... So to answer your question, Oni, this is the final part. Number one, the Grand Priest is without a doubt... Right, I'm not going to roast... You know, the Grand Priest is without a doubt, at the very least... If in the manga, we know he could destroy a timeline. I mean, I don't think it's questionable he can't. Zeno did. Which, for power scaling purposes, we said is at least 9th dimensional. And depending on the degree you want to go with, could be 10th. We're going to say 9th to 10th, depending on how you want to go about it. But the Grand Priest is at the bare minimum high complex multiversal. And I want to honestly say casually. I want to say casually. Casually. Because somebody like Mirs, who should be able to also destroy most of the neutral zone, because he's stronger than Zamasu, who threatened it. Someone like that is still... oh, by the way, Broly breaking to the dimension that's outside of the universe that they shattered. So the dimension of lights that technically scales even beyond the macrocosm. So if you want to even go there, neutral zone level destruction from Broly, and Mirs is way beyond that. And yet, with just a thought, the Grand Priest could literally just think, like pretty much just think him away, destroy him, take away his immortality, and then give him, say, I'll bring him back, but I'll make him immortal now. So he can remove mortality. So you got characters who can't die in like certain fictions, right? Like you have an immortal character in some anime. It's like, I'm immortal, or Anos can't die. Yeah, what if the Grand Priest erases him from existence and removes his immortality, then erases him? It's like, oh, I'm immortal. It's like, not anymore. Wait, what? You have a lifespan? I have a lifespan now? Yes, and now I'm going to erase you. What? Boom. He doesn't even need to be there. Like, that's why I was telling people the Grand Priest is the equivalent of Dragon Ball's Living Tribunal. Because at this point, he doesn't need to physically be there. He doesn't need to be there. Like, if we read a couple chapters, Whis was like, so I wanted to tell you about the case. And he's like, oh, you mean the case with Mirs? Like, how did he know? How did he know Mirs was already doing something against the law? Because the Grand Priest, there's nothing else to say. He now has a lifespan and his angel powers are gone. There was simply no other way to save him. So the Grand Priest is just straightforward with his order. It's not that he can't, just that he's straight with his order. He's in much ordinance. And then you got these guys, they're on break. We don't even know how strong these guys are. So I just have to say this. The Grand Priest, long story short, is probably one of the strongest Shonen Jump characters of all time. Seriously. He's probably one of the strongest Shonen Jump characters of all time. Period. Like, seriously, period. Because if you're using the anime version, I can comfortably say he's low hyper. I feel comfortable saying the Grand Priest is low hyper in the anime. I very much feel that comfortable about it. But I thought you said it can at most get high complex. Yeah, the thing is, that's normal for him. It's normal. Zamasu was going to take over every timeline already. You have a 10th dimensional being on the verge of being 11th dimensional casually in the anime adaptation. And you got Broly, who would slap him to slap the living daylights out of him, and Jiren. Now, who knows? Maybe when Zamasu hit that level, it would be impossible to get rid of him. But then you got Whis, like Master Ultra Instinct, who's beyond all of that. Whis sees that as a finger. Like, Whis can stop Master Ultra Instinct with his finger. If Whis' finger is beyond him, but the Grand Priest is so much stronger than Whis that he could just think Whis away, his own son, without even being there. The Grand Priest has to be an infinite, and I know people say, you don't have to be. You may not have to be. But I think it's reasonable to say the Grand Priest is infinitely stronger than Whis. Does that sound unreasonable? I really don't think so. I really don't. Oh, uncertified hater. Thank you for the $2 donation. Stats equalize granola versus hit sniper. Hit sniper versus assassin. I don't know who hit sniper
Grand
is.
Priest versus Copverse.
Oh, Lord Yamcha. Thank you so much. Shukran kazilan. I appreciate it, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Oh wow, the 1999 Sahara, man, you guys are popping off this stream. You guys gotta calm down. Let me relax. Let me catch up. But that's a good question. I might say granola, depending on how he evolves.
Appreciate you, bro. Have another 5.
Oh, then you gotta relax, man. I already did it. Thank you. Oh man, you guys are going crazy, man. Oh man, you guys are going crazy, man. That's awesome. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it. You guys are legends already, man. And god dang, calm down, guys, because that was $17 from the last stream. That's like $40-something already. Relax. I this is too generous. Now the good question is, it was Grand Priest versus the KOF verse. Now that's actually a good question. So to answer that question, and to answer the last question about Mechi Kabura, since that's a character request question rather than analyzing a feat, I have to say that's a hard one to answer. But Mechi Kabura, I would say, is bare minimum false outerversal. Now again, when I say false outerversal, I don't mean the true definition of outerversal. False outerversal is when you're beyond the general scope of dimensions, but you're not beyond the concept. You're beyond the scope, but not the concept. It's a little tricky to explain, but basically he still has a physical body in essence. He can exist as an essence, like Infinite Zamasu can, but ultimately Beat's world is still not an outerversal plane because it's still a world. But he would have the scope of what generally would be considered outerversal. Like, he would be beyond general cardinals. So I wouldn't say I would just say he's like, a better way to say it is like, imagine there's an infinite hyperverse and then there's a separate infinite hyperverse. I'd say he's multi-hyperversal, if that makes sense. Well, actually Beat's world is beyond that, so it'd be more like a Aleph Null or Aleph 1. Because the general universe is Aleph Null, and then Beat's world is like Aleph 1. Basically, he's like Aleph 1 or Aleph 2. And I know that doesn't make sense, but I have my own scope for how I do power scaling. Trust me, it all makes sense if I explained it. Well, that take a long time. But I hope that answers the question about Mechi Kabura. Now, as far as KOF versus Dragon Ball Super, or the Grand Priest, sincerely, I think the Grand Priest can literally think away almost everyone and take away like literally all their powers and seal them when it comes to KOF. But I think there's one person that he'll I think they will stalemate. I believe they'll stalemate. And that, of course, is that one being that we all know. This lady! Or better yet, Hold on. Let me show you. This lady, or this thing. Hey, Harvado, I appreciate it. Hold on. Ahiko versus Demigra. All right, I'll answer that too. That's a good one. You guys, I'm trying to keep up with you guys. Holy moly. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about that gentleman in just a moment. But yeah, I believe to answer your question, Lord Yamcha, I think because of what Grand Prix, we've already analyzed the Grand Prix, but the Otama Regal is so much stronger than a lot of people actually think. And we know at KOF, or King of Fighters, they follow membrane theory. Beat versus Superboy Prime. God dang, stop talking, coming through with a $2 donation. All right, let me catch up. Hold on. All right, so what do we got on the list? We got KOF versus Grand Prix. We got Hiko versus Demigra, and then we got B versus Superboy Prime. All right. So to answer the King of Fighters, Samurai Showdown is known for having multiple dimensions. They do follow M Theory. So King of Fighters follows straight up M Theory. There are 12 dimensions, spatial dimensions. Even the KOF movies do talk about dimensions and anomalies. So in my honest opinion, and the thing is, if you really want to get into the case, you have statements here about imaginary numbers. Now, imaginary numbers. What the heck is an imaginary? Now, imaginary numbers are the numbers when squared, it gives the negative result. In other words, imaginary numbers are defined as the square root of negative numbers where it does not have a definite value. It's mostly written in the form of real numbers. So, in the case of Xanadu stating this, and as well as knowing about higher dimensions, it's definitely goes to show. Let me see if I can pull up something. I know, chat. I love you guys. Thank you. Going wild, man. Thank you guys so much. All right. So, I'm just trying not to scream because if chat keeps this up, I might end up screaming. But to answer your questions about Xanadu, there are a lot of cases where he talks about membrane theories and, a lot of other aspects. I'm trying to see here. Let's see here if I could talk about it. Let's see here. Let's get another image here. Fluctuation affects all things, and it's that fluctuation that creates everything. There's a little bit more that he goes into because you can't access higher dimensions. I think I have a statement where Xanadu talks specific. He verbatimly says one cannot access the membrane without going to higher dimensions, or one cannot go through higher dimensions without utilizing membranes. So, like, he literally talks about membrane theory and M theory. So, literally, the fact that they have higher spiritual worlds as well, it goes to show that there definitely does exist a higher cosmology in King of Fighters. In my opinion, that's why when Verse was going to destroy everything, I actually think they're more in the low hyperversal ranges, going to that 12th dimensional threshold. And the fact that Otama Regal is technically 13th dimensional to a degree, because Otama Regal literally scales beyond everything, including even Orochi. I think the Grand Priest is going to have a hard time, because essentially the Grand Priest is going to have to deal with Otama Regal and the Verse. I think Verse and Reverse, the Grand Priest could still take out relatively easy by power sapping them. But Atomic Regal is going to be difficult because Atomic Regal can pretty much do everything the Grand Priest can do, but there's a little bit more evidence that the Atomic Regal can scale slightly higher. But if I were to actually give a result, I would say it'd be between Atomic Regal's favor. I would say it's 55-45 Atomic Regal's favor because Grand Priest is going to just solo everyone in the verse. Unless we get a high-end Orochi, because high-end Orochi can also do similar things to the Grand Priest. I just think it depends if you're using the high-end Orochi, because the high-end Orochi should scale beyond Verse and Reverse and Nightmare Geese and everyone else. Because he should be, I could be wrong, but he should be one of the second to third most powerful characters in the series. At least top 5 for sure. So the Grand Priest is fighting someone at his level, So I can't really say exactly, but I would say because of the sheer number, I would going to give it to King of Fighters. They're going to take the win. Because as much as I think the Grand Priest is insane, I think it might be a little overwhelming for him depending on how they go about it. It's hard because the Grand Priest doesn't have stamina. He doesn't. He doesn't have stamina because the angels don't sleep. He's immortal. He can remove immortality. But the thing is, Orochi can too. And so can Otama Regal. Because Otama Regal is beyond Orochi. So it depends. You know what I mean? But yeah, King of Fighters, that's who my bet is going on. I love the Grand Priest though. That's who my favorite is. But I would say if you're having him fight the entire verse, I think a lot of people don't realize that's a lot of people you got to fight. So, yeah. All right. Thanks again, Lord Yamcha. I appreciate it. Next, Ahiko versus Demigra. Oh, Adam Amro with the £5. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And holy moly. Wow. Thank you so much, man. Wow. Cheers to you, man. I appreciate it, man. You really, that really makes you, it really makes me happy to see the participation and the support, guys. I'm trying not to cry. Man, that's awesome. All right. So, moving on. Ahiko versus the Grand Priest. Now, a lot of people don't know who Ahiko is, but I think I could show you. Now, if we pull him up here, he's from Midaka Box. Now, in a general scale, I think logically he should be around... Here's the thing. Ajimu is beyond super string theory. Now, here's evidence of that. Oh, wait, you said Demigra. Now, see... Normally they would be around, so here's the thing. Midaka Box, there's a statement about super string theory, and Ajimu can control that. She's beyond that. So that's, super string theory goes to 10 dimensions. So she could literally be 11th dimensional. But, there's more to it than just that. That would mean Ahiko, literally, who in the series is stated to be a higher dimensional being. You know what I mean? Hold on, just talking to my boy on Discord real quick. He was asking me for some Super Smash Brothers doubles. Oh no, Baha! Hey, Baha, sorry that you got timed out. But, whatever it is, I just want to say here. They're lurking in the shadows. But in all seriousness, I think the thing is, there's a thing that we need to understand about Ajimu, and I think it's also the fact that, you know, I know Ajimu is not actually omnipotent, though they refer to her as that. It's just the fact that she has a lot going on for her alone. So, the best way to describe it, since you want me fighting Demigra, we already know Demigra will absolutely wash him. Demigra will wash Ahiko in a normal case. But there's two Ahikos. There's the general Ahiko, and then there's the novel Ahiko. Now you might be thinking, novel? The heck do you mean novel? Tari, explain. Oh, don't worry. I'll explain, all right. So, to explain what I'm talking about, the main idea is that Ahiko is, like, first off, let's just talk about Ajimu. Ajimu literally has scans that can support the fact that she is beyond dimensions. Now, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, she's not universal. Like, no. I'm not going to do that. But I will say that Ajimu is definitely no freaking joke. Now, let's talk about Ajimu being beyond dimensions. Most people are going to say, where did you get the scan from, Atari? Evidence. Show me. Okay. Well, let's go into the examples here. So if I grab here, first off, we got to understand, when you're using high-end Ajimu, you got statements like this. So I'll end this manga before the anime begins. Oh, that's just a gag fee. So? And? Who cares? So the fact is, when you have characters like this who are literally stating that they're going to be ending mangas and stuff and doing all types of crazy stuff. Whoa! Lord Yamcha with a $20 donation. I mean, sorry. The, is it Ashrim? I think it's Ashar is 10. Ashrim is 20 in Arabic, right? I don't know, but I just know thank you so much again for the 20 Saudi Ri. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, my friend. Man, you guys are awesome. So I'm going to show this scan here. And as you can see, the actual statements of the scan, and this was shared with me from Harvard. This actually has evidence that they are beyond, if I recall, I believe this is the right one. But I believe it's supposed to say she transcends dimensions. Now, here's the catch. When you're reading something like this, let's search for the Google index. Let's text. Translate. Dimensional throat! Bro! IJ will give a dimensional throat? God dang! See, I'm about to get demonetized because Ajimu over here giving dimensional throat. A skill that transcends dimensions. Dang, she giving dimensional throat. Throat game so good, she's transcending dimensions. Now playing, let me stop. But in all seriousness, here, when it says a skill, skills that transcend dimensions, a lot of people think, oh, but that's not the concept. I know it's not. But the fact is, when you use the term dimensions, it transcends measurements. So depending on how you want to look at the higher end, you could interpret the higher end to be beyond the general dimensional scope that we use for scaling, or the string. You can use it for super string theory, saying it's beyond the super string theory dimensional scopes. Here's the thing. In super string theory, the 10th dimension is supposed to be beyond all possibilities of impossibilities and possibilities that could be there. So depending on how high end you scale it, you could get him to infinite hyperversal, particularly for Ajimu, who kind of adds up. I mean, she has a similar scaling to Dragon Ball Heroes, talking about ending the manga before the anime begins. So literally escaping her own manga and knowing that she's a character in a story, just like how Demigra knows he was going to destroy the entire verse in the video game world and the real world that played him. So Demigra versus Ahiko, not current Demigra, but Demigra when he first appeared. Man, get your ass out of here. Anyway, Demigra who first appeared versus Ahiko. If Ahiko is already beyond someone who scales beyond those dimensions, then that's the equivalent of, and if we interpret that Ahiko, who literally is no diffs Ajimu, the high-end interpretation of Ahiko with the novel, pretty much compository at this point, I believe that he's the equivalent of a Super Saiyan 4 Zeno Goku in the beginning of Dragon Ball Heroes. In my opinion, at least. So I think that Ahiko could actually win this, if you want me to be 100% honest. Would he beat current Demigra? Hell no! But does that mean he could beat beginning Demigra, in my opinion? I actually think he can. The thing about Dragon Ball Heroes is, though, they get finitely stronger, but they also get infinitely stronger beyond finitely stronger, which is very unreasonable because they get infinite power-ups on a day-to-day basis, like it's their job. So I have to still say that in the novel, higher-end interpretation of Ahiko, I think he can scale up there with the Xenoverse characters. Beginning of series super hero character. Beginning of series heroes character. And I know a lot of people say, I don't really think those scans mean that. It's called high-end. But you get the point. That's my answer for this question, though. Now, the next question. Hope that answers your question, Harvado. Beat versus Superboy. Beat wins. I'm not even going any further. Superboy Prime trying to beat up the authors. Doesn't matter. Beat is the author. And then, like, seriously, Superboy Prime on a normal scaling outside of the retcon punch, Beat just sees him as a comic character. Normally. Like, he doesn't have to transcend. He just sees him normally like that. Superboy Prime had to take the energy from the Guardian to get that amp to even do what he did to Mixie. So even if that was a normal fight, like, Beat would absolutely dismantle him. It wouldn't even be a competition. Like, I'm being honest. Like, do you want to know the difference? Like, nah, let me give you a difference. Hold on. Let me show you the difference. All right, so let me show you the difference here. Take this ant. All right? Here's the difference between Beat and Superboy Prime. Take this ant. All right? Take that ant. And then take the original Sun Wukong from the original story, Journey to the West. Yep. That's the gap in power between those two. Yeah. Take this guy who can destroy... Now, if you want... Now, actually, no. People are probably like, oh, can we get a real-life comparison? All right, sure. Sure. Let's get a real-life comparison. Let me show you guys. Here it is. You guys want it? All right. This is Superboy Prime. Charlie Zelenov is Superboy Prime. Take Charlie Zelenov as Superboy. That's Superboy Prime. And here's Beat. That's Beat. That's Superboy Prime. That's Beat. All right? That's Beat. There. Make sense? I'm talking the same Mike Tyson who had this for his neck. All right? We're talking OG. That's... There you go. That's Superboy Prime. That's Beat. All right? There you go. Can you elaborate again? I'm just coming in. Hey, Explode version 2. Welcome to the stream. David Frieza didn't have any physical body to drain. Ain't DC get debunked to like 8th dimensional? Probably. I mean, the thing about DC, they're constantly retconning themselves. It's like they're all over the place. If you use Vertigo, I think they're really, really strong. But if you don't, you know. And. All right. So, guys, are you guys ready for the next battle? All right, but like in all seriousness, like I think, all right, let's see, Accelerator versus Gojo. Oh my god! What are you doing? Thank you again for the $4.99 donation, RJ. I really appreciate it. But like, oh my gosh! You want this guy? To fight this guy? That's not a fight! That's not even a freaking fight! Are you kidding me? You might as well, bro. You know what? Nah. See? You're making Atari have to do this. I hate to do this to you, brother, but I gotta do this. All right, look. Check this out. All right, give me a minute. Oh boy. All right. Let me show you something. All right. Let me show you something. Let me show you something. Whoa!
I found a huge feed for Goku and Vegeta in manga. They changed the Infinte world of void colors in Theor base for. Does this make them stronger? Chapter 42.
Adam Amro, thank you for the £5. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Greatly appreciate it, mate. Thank you so much. I'm going to check it out in just a moment. We just finished that one, but we have to now do Accelerator versus Gojo, and then chapter 42 DBS. All right, so can I do, guys, give me just one moment. Hold on, I got to check something out. Oh, there you are, you idiot. Get out of here. Taking up my camera. Anyway, back to what I was saying. I had to come back so I can do this. Then I do this. All right. Can I do it here? All right, let me see here. Let me delete. All right, let's see. Is it in here? You more. Get out here. All right, perfect. All right, now back to what I was saying. All right, there we go. Now I can capture it. All right, so see, I had to, you know, let me show you how this battle would go out. You see, I'm gonna show you how this battle would go. Let me show you. All right, check this out. So, check this out. Let me show you something. This is Gojo. All right, now look. I'm Accelerator. This is Gojo. All right, Gojo, I'm Accelerator. I just have vectors. Oh, you're trying to attack me from here. Well, block. Trying to attack me from there. Block. All right, and this is Accelerator. And Gojo's like, wait, why am I stuck in my own infinite void? Yeah, it just took me a little bit to measure out the mathematical dimensions. Yeah, you only attack me from a 3-dimensional level. Infinite 3D is nothing to me. I can calculate up to 12 dimensions infinitely, mathematically as well. So here you go, Jojo. Here you go, Gojo. This is how the battle goes. And that is the winner. I'm Accelerator. I just whooped Gojo's ass. And here is Gojo. That's how that battle would turn out. Capiche? There. I hope that explained how the... I think Accelerator gets, I don't think Accelerator's gonna fight, crazy god characters like Goku and them, who can move way faster than he's used to. Because Goku has so many different key attacks and power-ups that he's going to have to calculate, and that's just too much for him. Even Yu Yu Hakusho character is going to throw him off guard. But against someone like Gojo, no offense to Gojo, he's very... The speed that both characters have, it's not like Accelerator won't be able to react to it. That's just my opinion, of course. So... Alexander probably wants to see a black guy beating up a box. Stop talking. Thank you for the $2 donation. Kefla versus Marx. I thought this said Kefla. Kefka versus Marx. Final Fantasy versus Kirby. I definitely will.
I will find that most enjoyable. Yes, Majin Buu, I would find that enjoyable as well. Now, hurry up and move to the next question.
Marx versus... that's a good question. Let me hit up my trusty boy Juice. Moreover, I believe Kefka is I mean, he's strong, but he's Final Fantasy VI. So I remember Final Fantasy VI being one of my favorite ones. I just don't know if he's stronger than Oh, let me actually figure it out. All right, but meanwhile, let's go to chapter 32 and find out a couple things. Goku solos off game versus
Dante. I know you didn't say my brother is above Goku. Well, Dante, you're more stronger than I imagined.
Playtime is over. Time to step it up. I warned you, didn't I? I'm the ultimate life form, Shadow the Hedgehog. Alright, let's see. So base form per base. Alright, so let's take a look at this feat. I have no limits. Aw, look at us getting along like this. Only because knocking him off with Chi Blast is our only option. Don't hold anything back now. Alright, I'm pouring all my energy into this final blast. Here we go. Kamehame, burst. Ha! Flash! I can't do Goku scream without sounding like I'm choking. Or more like a... It's hard to... I can't do a scream! Shut up! Don't make fun of me. I think it's like more of a... Kamehameha! And Vegeta's more of a... Gamma burst flash! Something like that. Whatever, who cares? Besides the cringy voice acting. And then Jiren blocks the blast. God dang, that's base form? Look at all that power. I mean, it's so powerful, even Beerus and them are blocking their face.
Well, it didn't work.
For real? Damn it. Vegeta! Crap. The time limit is nearly up, and the last universe standing will be... Wait, Jiren's more of a... The time limit is nearly up, and the last universe standing will be Universe 11. Mark my words. He's gonna fall off! Push back! Yo, Adam Amro, thank you again. Color version to see the feet. Haha, I'm excited. Oh, okay. Let me see if I could find it. All right, let's see. DBS, chapter 42, color. Virgil versus Sesshomaru from Ine. Thank you so much, Stop Talking. Thank you for the £2, Adam Amro. Really, really, really appreciate it. And Stop Talking, thank you for the $2 donation as well. Oh, boy. I shared that in the DMs. Oh, thanks, Thanks, Andre. I appreciate it. So, here they go. And then they do the blast. All right, Vegeta. Oh. Now let's look at the Japanese manga. Is it really a difference? Or was that fan made? It's hard to say. But if this is the official colored manga version, and they intended that, That is very impressive then. Because that does infer that they can infect an infinite distance then. And I have to give credit then, if that is the case. Of course, it is just a matter of if this is the official coloring. If it is not, then of course we're going to run into trouble with this scam. But if it is, then I would definitely have to say that's impressive. I mean, it kind of does look like it would be because of how big the blast is in the perspective shot. I mean, just look at the perspective and how big of a blast that was intended to be. I mean, even Beerus is blocking his face. So, I mean, it kind of implied, he's blocking it from debris. Like, it doesn't matter if you say he's blocking it from the debris. He freaking tapped his finger on the planet, and it didn't even close his eyes. Shut up. Block these nuts. Anyway, wow, good feat and impressive. I would say that really definitely, in my opinion, the fact that they can rip Jiren's shirt off like that would still tell me that base form Goku and Vegeta definitely still got a crazy Zenkai. And in my opinion, I think that they would definitely be, for the manga, this actually convinced me to have base Manga Goku at infinite universal. Like high universal. Actually, no, because the World of Void is about space and time. Oh my gosh, that actually might scale Manga Goku up there. Holy crap. I mean, it makes sense because the movie events are still canon to the manga because Toriyama wanted the power scaling to be the same for both. So, perspective-wise, and Zamasu said he threatened all the parallel worlds. I would say, like, and Vegeta and Goku can fight them relatively easy and take hits in their base form. So, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if this now proves that they have definitely a multiversal level in their base form for the manga. Because in manga, it's very iffy for a Goku and Vegeta to scale high. But in this case, this is actually not bad. I would say really good find. A great job on that, by the way, Adam Amro. I like it. I definitely would agree with you if this is a legitimate colored scan, and just given the context of the story and Beerus is blocking his face, even if we use the black and white version, Beerus is still blocking his face. I would say that that's definitely adds up and gives supportive enough details to suggest that it could definitely be it definitely could be a feat of affecting an infinite non-space time continuum. So really good. Thank you for that. Next, Marx versus, Kefka? Alright, so, Kefka is a character who I think is pretty strong. So, when it comes to the original Hisoka, before Hisoka copied up, no, I'm just kidding. It's hard to say. Because I know that I just know that he's supposed to be able to destroy the universe at the end of the game when you had the final battle, right? Agreed, uncertified hater. Definitely isn't abstract by nature. I definitely have to give credit to that. But you're having a being like this, where Marx is able to fight Kirby, who's an infinite life form. Kirby has to dish out all his power. So you have a universal being, universal plus, and and Kirby has like 6 and 7 infinite statements. Like, do I need to like slap someone to just go through all the infinite statements again? I'm not going to do that again. I've done it last stream. There's like 16 infinite statements. So I think that, in my opinion, based on what I do remember vaguely of Kefka, I think that Marx is going to take the battle just because he just has a better scope and scale and more feats that support exactly what he's capable of doing. So I'm going to give it to Marx. But definitely wouldn't be an easy battle. It would definitely be close as hell. But I would give it to Marx specifically because what Marx's hacks can do as well. And I think that's just going to be a little bit more, you know. But yeah. But that's just what I understand about him. But yeah, universe ending. Marx is able to fight Kirby. So And it takes Kirby high effort to beat him. So you can even argue there a low multi. I wouldn't go there, but you could do it if you'd like. But overall, I would say that is where I would place that battle. Thank you again, though, for the donation, and definitely something I'd consider. Next up, Team Gotenks versus Kefla. Oh boy, is that really a question? You have two boys who could kind of fight Cell Max without even fusing or hold them off a tiny bit. I'm gonna say, to be honest with you, if you've seen my last video, Goten and Trunks absolutely slaughtered Kefla and Caulifla. Because I honestly believe Kale and Caulifla, I mean, current Kefla, probably not, but it's hard to say. Because, remember, Goten and Trunks are only, and they're Super Saiyan 3, they're only slightly weaker than Ultimate Gohan. So if this is the same consensus, right, then they actually could take this battle. It'll be high difficulty, but they definitely could take it. That much I know. So that's what I would consider. I would definitely say high difficulty, Gotenks. I'm giving it to Gotenks. There's too much in the series to support the idea of how strong they really are. And I think if we just kept arguing it, it would just be disingenuous. Now, if you're saying current Kefla, I can agree. But Kefla, the one in Tournament of Power versus the current Team Gotenks, nah. Team Gotenks is taking it. Because they've proved themselves to be crazy strong and sufficient, even in this versus Cell Max, who's beyond Broly. Like, nah, that's too ridiculous. Too ridiculous. Now, this one is an easy one. I mean, come on. Come on.
You're taking Virgil and you're fighting Sesshomaru. So, you also have a younger brother. Well, let me ask you this. Sesshomaru. Your brother has a blade that's similar to the Yamato. It can cut through space and time when it's a black Tetsaiga, you called it.
That's right. And tell me, what do you know about Inuyasha?
I just know that the power you have is nothing compared to mine. You may be able to detonate entire planets, but I've fought beings that my brother have destroyed who can destroy all of reality like it was nothing. You don't stand a chance.
And that's how the battle goes. Virgil cuts up, Judgment cut, it's over. I love Sesshomaru. He's definitely light speed, definitely has planetary prowess, definitely has some good abilities and can revive and heal himself. But Virgil would blitz, Virgil would slice, and it would be a good... they're both cool,
but it would be an easy battle for Virgil.
I hate that it would be easy. Now, if it was stats equalized, I still would give it to Virgil. But it would be high difficulty, that's for sure. But Virgil does have a lot more general knowledge. They have better reactionary time, more creativity in their fighting. They have so many tools in their arsenal. Virgil's not taking that, man. I'm sorry. But, thank you. Again. I mean, Virgil is taking that. Sesshomaru's not taking it, I said. Jeez. Messed up. Guess I'll be that guy who wins. Jiren versus Broly. Yo, appropriate Adam, thank you so much. Appreciate it. Oh, Andre, Anime Kefla wins. Because Anime Kefla has better scaling. And is more consistent. That's what I'm saying, David Super. David Super, shout out to him. A fat Gotenks cracked Cell Max. Imagine what a full power Super Saiyan 3 Gotenks can do. Exactly. Exactly. Moving here, I want to say on Accelerator. Accelerator has 12th dimensional hacks, but generally speaking, it's a very iffy. It depends. If you're reading the novel, there's some crazy stuff in there that I really don't have the time to get into because of how long it would take to explain. But I definitely do appreciate it, though, for bringing it up. Answering appropriate Adams question, Jiren versus Broly, good battle. So if we actually had Jiren versus Broly, you want to know the honest truth? The honest truth about this battle is it's very easy to answer. And that's Jiren. Tournament of Power Jiren was stronger than movie Broly. You might be saying, how do you know that, Atari? That's impossible. Keep it. No. Listen. It took Vegeta and Goku full power, breaking their limits several times in the forms they didn't even use against Broly to beat Jiren. They wouldn't have won. They couldn't. Now, you might be saying, how do you know? Jiren has better fighting. Jiren is more skilled than Goku and Vegeta. He is stronger than Belmod. Broly is at the level of a god of destruction for sure. But Broly is not beyond Beerus. Okay? He can hurt Beerus. Definitely. But Goku versus Toru. Which version of Goku would solo? Good question. I'll answer that in just a minute. Dark Knight. The Dark Knight 47. Thank you so much for the $2 donation. Oh, okay. Now this is getting interesting. Good question, Lord Yamcha. And thank you again for the $7.99. Sorry, Ray. Thank you so much. Thank you. Oh man, you guys are amazing. I appreciate it. So to answer the question about Jiren versus Broly, it's a simple answer, but Jiren wins because he's more skilled, he's more patient, and he's good at exploiting weaknesses. And his overall willpower is stronger than even Broly's because Jiren's willpower he just got so much stronger in sheer determination. He tagged Mastered Ultra Instinct and beat him. People don't realize he beat Mastered Ultra Instinct in the manga. In the anime, he got his butt whooped. But in the anime, he was swapping back and forth. So it's like the form that Goku used to clap, many characters in the series doesn't matter to Jiren. Jiren's a better fighter, more skilled, more patient, and overall, if they fought, he's just going to exploit Broly's weakness, which is just wailing around. Now, Broly is still smart. He could still fight and adapt and learn martial arts moves as he fights. Doesn't matter. Jiren won't let him catch up. And Jiren's not the type to play around in the fight. He may want to see what he's got, but I don't think Broly's going to outdo Jiren in power. I don't think he is. Because even when Broly gets super, super, super strong, he's not blitzing Jiren for the most part. Because the way Jiren fights, especially since he's stronger than Belmod, Jiren arguably, that means just off the series lore, Jiren would give Beerus high difficulty off the lore. Yet characters like Angel Moro, who we're supposed to believe is relative to Broly, or even characters such as Cell Max. Cell Max isn't stronger than Beerus. We know he's not, but he's stronger than Broly. And that's a current Broly after Zenkai. So again, in my opinion, I think Jiren's going to win. Seriously, solid. I don't think that's up for debate. I think they purposely keep... Now, are they relative in power? Yes. But in skill, Jiren's winning because Jiren has the skill. Jiren has better skill. Even Black Frieza, I think Jiren can probably even beat or compare. Compare, not beat, but compare to Black Frieza. Because I think a lot of people don't realize Toyotaru doesn't want to go with the Toriyama formula. Toriyama's like the last villain arc was stronger than the next. Toriyama, that's how he did it. But that was only for 3 sagas. Or 4 sagas. Saiyan, Frieza, Cell, and Buu. That's it. Oh, the last villain's stronger than the last. I mean, of course. That's just general progression. Duh. Of course Kimimaro is going to be more of a challenge to Rock Lee than Gaara. Rock Lee got stronger when he fought Kimimaro. You know what I mean? So again, depends. Now, Oh boy. In my opinion, though, Burley has more skill. Yo, Harvado, thank you for the $4.99 donation. The Tarnish versus Link. Good question. Good question indeed. The Tarnished versus Link. I agree with you, your favorite Machi. DBS is getting there. Now, strongest Nintendo character in my opinion. Who is the strongest Nintendo character in my opinion? And this is straight Nintendo, so it can't be alright, Bayonetta's Sega. Sonic is Sega. They're not Nintendo. Oh, they're Nintendo now. It's like it doesn't matter. I'm trying to think. I want to say Arceus and Link. Between Arceus and Link and Xenoblade. Arceus, Link, and Xenoblade are, in my opinion, some of Nintendo's strongest characters. Who is my particular strongest in my very, very own opinion? It's hard to say. I want to say Kirby, like in terms of just raw power. But I might say Link on a high end. But for evidence-wise, like as far as having the most evidence, I think Shulk. I'm not going to spoil it, but Shulk is definitely the strongest. I think Shulk. From what I remember and know. Shulk, I could say Arceus because Pokemon is Nintendo, but I don't think Arceus is as strong as Shulk and Xenoblade. So I'm going to say Xenoblade. But Kirby is definitely up there, but I'm going to say Xenoblade. Mario ain't bodying no damn Kirby! You have lost your damn mind! Hell no! Mario ain't bodying no Kirby! Retro, boy, don't get me started. Kirby is way more consistently stronger than Mario. Way more consistently stronger than Mario. If you took every single Mario game in series that's ever came out since 1983, when he was Jumpman, and you took Kirby on a consistent basis and ratio, Kirby always surpassed Mario. Always surpassed Mario. And even in Smash Bros, he surpasses Mario. In the own lore of Smash Bros, he surpasses him. In his own game, he's constantly fighting these universal ending threats. Mario's feats don't start getting ridiculous unless you go into the RPGs, Mario and Luigi series, and Galaxy. Because without Galaxy, Mario and Luigi, Paper Mario, Mario and Luigi series, Mario Galaxy, and Mario RPG. If you don't include those four, not even in the comics, he's doing anything crazy like Kirby does. And Link. Because even with Link, yes, no. No, but like in a serious level, like bro, Link is a monster.
Have you looked into the IDW comics for Sonic since they're considered canon?
Good point. Good question. Stop talking. I have seen them. And yes, they are. I did hear that they are considered canon, and I did hear about Silver being able to go super in that variant, if I recall. But I'm trying to remember 100%, but I do remember that they definitely do have some really insane feats. But I gotta remember. So at first I thought you said IBDW, who is like the Smash player, but you're not talking about IBDW who plays Fox. I love you, Retro. I'm just messing with you, bro. But like, yeah, Shulk is insane. Shulk is insane. I'm not gonna spoil it. Oh, okay. I thought you said, yo, I'm sorry, Retro, I misunderstood. But Mario still ain't beating Arceus. He ain't infinite multiversal. Pokemon got some crazy lore. And I could tell a lot of y'all don't even know all about Pokemon, boy. No, I'm just playing, bro. That's debatable. Mario beating Arceus is extremely debatable. Unless you're using unless you're using scaling with the Mario and Luigi series with Dreamy Bowser, unless you're using Dreamy Bowser, Dimentio scaling, and RPG when you fight one of the hidden bosses. I don't know, man. Arceus is no joke. Like in the actual lore, like in the actual Pokédex and Pokemon lore, because in the Pokemon comics, if I'm going to use Pokemon comics, I'm not, but if I use Pokemon comics, do you know how strong Deoxys is? Like Pokemon comics, we can... Woo! Those legendaries are insane. Like Pokemon comics are like ridiculous. Like crazy strong. Crazy strong. I didn't say they were a hitting boss. I said and a hidden boss in the RPG. Yeah, exactly. RC, yeah. And so is Mew. Mew in the lore too. We're getting off topic. The question has been fulfilled. I think the strongest, in my opinion, is Shulk or Link. Now, Goku versus Toru. Alright. Now, Toru versus, you know, I'm going to say the Goku that solos it is Zeno Goku and Capsule Goku. Because you're not convincing me they have anyone in their series who can go beyond the general scope of what fiction is and then stack on infinities beyond that casually like it's every day, like they're going to church on a Sunday morning. So, I mean, to keep it kind of simple, I mean, if you want, like, any, like, I think Zeno Goku is honestly enough to beat the rest of them. Why did I spell it wrong? There we go. But yeah. But yeah, the Toaru verse, Goku can beat the whole Manjutsu verse. And just a Xenogoku race. Because the hacks he has, the abilities. Now, there are characters who go beyond the concept of any cardinal numbers in some cases. But it's arguable that Goku could do the same. And it's like, oh, can he handle all of them at once? Yes, he can. He can. Xenogoku has gotten so much stronger. Like, if you are just baseline hyperversal, you're not even up for discussion. I'm infinite hyperversal. All right, so what? That's entry level to them. Plus, keep in mind, you got Dragon Ball Fighters and the Dimensionless E gadget that also scales to Goku. Then you got God Fusion Goku. Did you guys forget? Don't forget Dragon Ball Heroes. I'm just saying, I'm sorry to yell at everyone's ear, but don't forget, he's canon. The same Broly who left the movie theater to kill me and you and everyone else who was watching. Yeah, he's canon. Do I need to say it again? Yes, say it again one more time, Atari. Okay, he's canon. So, and the fact that Xenogoku would clap him now? Nah, bro. I'm sorry, bro. It's just too much power. Like, it would take me 2 hours to go over the power scaling gap difference of it. It's too much power. Keep in mind, Dragon Ball Fusions is also part of this, bro. Which includes, like, characters like Beerus and Whis fusing. Like, come on now. Nah. No. Nah, too much. And you say some versions of cosmologies that are limited higher dimensions, like you did with Tenchi Muyo. Are you going with that with the Tariverse? No, I think Tariverse does have. I have heard some scans and I've seen some evidence that there are characters who go beyond the cardinality in some cases. So I do definitely want to give them credit where credit is due. They definitely have those complex hyperversal scales, that Aleph Null level power, definitely for sure. But in terms of saying it's comparable to Dragon Ball Heroes, nah, I wouldn't say that. I think you honestly need DC and Marvel to start getting to those levels, or even like possibly the higher ends of Fate to get to those crazy obscure levels, if you want me to be honest. But that's my opinion on it. So let's move on to the next question, shall we? Cosmic Fear Garou versus Gojo. So this one, Garou, when he's in his Cosmic Fear form, I think that if he had to fight Gojo, I'm going to give it to him. Now, I think Gojo is strong. Alright? Gojo is no wimp. But what if he catches him with the endless, the infinite void? I'll tell you what's going to happen. If he catches him with the infinite void, the first thing that's going to happen... Why is the background white? Stupid. Anyway, bottom line is, if Gojo actually had a fight with him, I think the battle would be... I think the battle would have a different scale. I think, honestly, Garou is faster, for one. Number two, he has hyper-dimensional... so he has extra-dimensional... He could bypass the endless. So, if he finds out, I can't reach you, huh, Gojo? Alright, I got something for you. He'd just make a teleportation and punch Gojo in the face. Do using the wormhole. Thank you so much! Stop talking. Dementio versus Wilfred. Mario versus Drawn to Life. Interesting. How strong is Wilfred from Drawn to Life, though?
Why Sun Wukong's outer is much more impressive than Zeno and Capsule Goku's outer.
So it's because the mythology, because Sun Wukong's based on... So to answer your question, I'm going to answer your question real quick. Since your question is a little easier to answer, it's because Sun Wukong has other concepts that come from the actual Buddhism that can be correlated back to the ancient Chinese mythology and Sanskrit, if you know Hindi as well, from the original text. And they have correlations to these. So when you actually have real concepts and the actual Buddhistic treatment, such as the Atma, the Ida, the monad triad plane, and many other factors, Nirvana, much more, Shambhala, all of those, that is when you start to get into mysticism that is so complex, such a rich, like India itself has such a rich culture, and there's so much into the Sanskrit and language and culture that is not even explored. So the fact is, based on just general knowledge on the surface level is already outer, but when you go deeper into the actual meanings, they carry so much weight when you're really scaling where he is capable of. Because the idea of Buddha is interpretative to most people, but if you get into the true Sanskrit, into the true Chinese text, you actually will find they go beyond even the terms that Versus Battle Wiki uses. So it almost seems like they're boundless, if you want me to be honest. That's why it becomes hard to scale them. But I hope that answers your question. That's why it becomes more impressive. Now, back to Cosmic Garou. I think Cosmic Garou wins because he has abilities to get by what Gojo has. And I don't think Gojo is going to have anything to wall him out, necessarily. I think the matchup is definitely going to be a 70-30 in Cosmic Garou's favor, especially because Cosmic Garou just needs to hit him once, and it's GG's. Thank you again, though, for the donation. Now, the next one is the Tarnish versus Link. Now, the Tarnish is from Elden Ring, right? And the Tarnish is extremely powerful. But if you want me to give you an honest opinion, Elden Ring, I don't believe, I could be wrong, but I don't believe Elden Ring has anything that can compete with Link. No. Even if we use just the general moderate scaling for Link, Link is casually planetary. Like, the goddess Hylia, who Link surpassed, is already, with just one swipe, cleaned the whole Earth up and opened it. Casually. And, let me see if I can pull the scan. Because it's stated straight in the manga. And this is from the Hyrule Historia. My country, my beloved people, highly of my humans, live on and bear descendants where the hands of the wicked cannot reach you, beyond the great sea of the clouds, at the highest limits of the sky. And there, guard the legacy of the gods, the Triforce from wicked. With a single swing of the sword, the goddess Hylia rent the earth. Nah, bro, I'm just joking. She ain't planetary. All she did was just rent the earth. She said you just gotta make sure you pay her $850 a month because rent is going high as hell in 2023. That's all she did. She just rented the earth. This girl, Hylia, you think you slick, girl. I know what you're doing. You just charging people mad money for rent. No, I'm just playing. But in all seriousness, and Demise is going to destroy the planet. And she could just casually just do that. No difficulty. And if you go into the lore about the ancient battle, how it was affecting worlds, not just a world, worlds, in conjunction with Link getting stronger throughout, depending on the incarnation, Link had to fight Demise in a separate dimension of darkness because in the lore, their battle was too strong. They were way too powerful. So I'm going to give it to Link. I'm going to give it to Link. The Tarnish, I'm going to give it to Link. I mean, like, you want to see, like, let me give you another example. Hold on. Let me see. You see this? This is my Bunkai. This is my Bunkai, okay? If I was the Tarnish, the first thing that's happening in this battle, that's it. Link takes the Tarnish and just, he just, boom. Then he goes, shing, and that's it. The battle's over. Link wins, and yeah, that's pretty much it there. Now, with that being said, let's move on to the next question. That's kind of how I feel about the battle. Demonetized.
You have knives on your stream! That's violent!
In your opinion, who's the strongest character in the fictional verse ever besides the mythology characters, religious characters? The strongest? Either an SPC character or the pre-retcon Beyonder. Well, actually, no. Just the one above all. There you go. Simple answer. Torybot. The one above all. The presence. There's your answer. To answer the next question about Drawn to Life, though. Oh, my goodness. So, I'm not really 100% sure on how strong Rifri is. All right? So, I'm not 100% sure. But what I can tell you is, what I can tell you is you got this guy right here. He ain't no joke. All right? Now, for those who don't know how strong Dementio is, Dementio is basically I believe a dark magician, a wizard of sorts. Very, very powerful. Like, extremely powerful. One of the strongest Mario villains out there. I know people's like, oh, but the Black Heart! No, that's not the case that's not the only thing about Dementio that stands out. It's the hacks, all right? But essentially, Dementio is... Hey! RJ with a $4.99 donation. The Charisma world transcends Dragon Ball Heroes multiverse in the world of Beat. Charisma world. I wouldn't be able to be so sure. That's a good question. I would have to look deeper into that because I know Beats World is supposed to be the peak of the cosmology, but they've been going different routes now with that. So it would depend. But to answer the question in general, I do know Dementio was so powerful they had to get everyone had to get involved. I just know that Dementio, based on what I remember, was supposed to be able to take power that can destroy all the worlds. Now, that's just regular Dementio. Now, if you're saying Super Dementio, I'm trying to remember exactly. Let's see here. Wilfrey. Oh, Wilfrey. Well. Oh, well, thank you for that. Oh, okay. All right. So more like someone like that. Okay. Now, I don't know how strong they are. I don't know how strong Wilfrey is, but I do know there are cases where Dementio is supposed to be so super strong. I know that. And I do know Paper Mario has they literally have an orthogonal dimension. Like if you played the game, you can literally bend into dimensions. So, yeah, there's that. And then keep in mind, I do know there are scans that show there's a dimension that makes Dementio like it's like Katoplesa. It's like he makes you like 200 something times stronger, but like that's the thing though. So it comes into question. It's like, you know, it's like, It's hard to say, but let me see here. I just know the Chaos Heart. First, you got to factor in the Chaos Heart. All right? Let's go back to Dementio. And he controls the Chaos Heart and the threat to destroy the worlds. I forgot exactly how many worlds. I think they were supposed to be endless, but I don't remember. But if there were, I have to grab the scans again. But I would say just I don't know how strong Wilfrey is. How strong is Wilfrey? I'd like to ask that. Because I can't really I can't really tell you without having an actual scale, you know what I mean? Scribblenauts. Should have been Dementio versus Scribblenauts. Who is Scribblenauts? How strong is Scribblenauts? You know, this sounds interesting.
Wilfred! Rolf is confused.
Well, whoever it is, man, I gotta tell you. We'll find out. And I will look for you. And I will find you. Mm-hmm. Infinite worlds in Mario? I thought there was more than infinite worlds in Mario. Because there's like worlds within worlds, because there's different timelines, and different Mario worlds have... Basically, each Mario world or universe has a low multiversal structure, because warp pipes... The Mario movie confirmed warp pipes are to different dimensions, like different dimensions, period. Literally. So, that said, a single Mario world can literally host like different dimensions all over. Then there's different timelines. And I know that's a fact. So like it's more like Dementio. It feels like Super Dementio should be more in the low complex. If we start to really dig, Super Dementio should be in the low complex with the Chaos Heart. If we start to dig, because I wouldn't be. I mean, the Mario and Luigi series have a different Mario and Luigi, because the Mario and Luigi from the Mario and Luigi series are not the same as Paper Mario, which actually help scale Super Dimentio more. Because if Dimentio is threatening not just the worlds he's from, but the parallel worlds in the Paper Mario verse, and then the worlds within, and then the worlds of the canon Mario world, and the Mario and Luigi series Mario world, you know what I mean? Like, if you're threatening to destroy the ensemble of different worlds, that could actually upscale him. But if he is at that level, that's actually going more in the low mid complex multiverses. So I don't know exactly. I'd have to really take a sit down and really examine it closely. But I definitely do know Dimentio is definitely beyond baseline multiverse. That's for sure. That I can say. What are your thoughts on Elder God Demon Bane's power tier? Have you heard of him at least? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. So, Elder God Demon Bane, I've heard them being extremely strong. I just don't know if it's at the point of where people think he is. Because I notice people's like, but he's out of verse. I'm like, no, he's not. Is he strong? Yeah. But is he out of verso? Relax. It's like people who think Lord of Nightmares from Slayers is out of verso. It's like, no, he's not. But like, he's strong. I'm like, yeah, Sora. Like, guess what? Relax. You know what I mean? Mario and Luigi games are indeed canon to the main Mario. Yeah, Mario and Luigi games are canon. It's just they're separate canon. It's like you know how like GT is canon technically. It's just a separate canon. You know how the movies are canon. They just happen in different dimensions. It's like that. That's the best way to describe the Mario and Luigi series to the other off-brand. Because Hotel Mario, that's its own thing. Super Mario Brothers Super Show is its own thing. You know what I'm saying? And it's clear that some of the inspiration, there's connections to the live-action Mario movie and the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. And there's even other cameos that Mario has that are slightly more canon. It's like this. There's a canon, like the main timeline for Dragon Ball. We have the main timeline for Dragon Ball, which we're all following. But then we have the movies. The movies actually happen. They just didn't happen in the series we're watching. That's how the Mario and Luigi series are likely to behave, in my opinion. But yeah. Yeah, it's Mario on the CDI. But it doesn't have to be made from Nintendo to be canon, though, Retro. I just want to clarify that. Because Heroes and Dragon Ball Online wasn't made from Toriyama. But they still have a separate canon. You know what I'm saying? But you are right, though. Hotel Mario isn't canon. But I'm just saying it doesn't have to always be made from the same author to be canon. Just to kind of clarify that, because what you're saying is not wrong. It's just there are some who make that common misconception. Now that Punch-Out can be considered canon to Mario, Little Mac beating up Donkey Kong is crazy. Yeah, you can have connections to the main timeline because the way Nintendo that's the thing about video game. Actually, I was going to do a video on this. Video game power scaling becomes confusing because you have canons that are canon, but like Mario, like I said before, I said this last time on stream. Mario comes to a point where a lot of his games kind of are like DC and Marvel. They're all canon in a way, but it's like all over the place. So like Super Mario. Now you got, look, Donkey Kong, then you got the Super Mario Brothers. Super Mario Brothers Lost Worlds. Super Mario Brothers 2 for the American release, which is still canon. It's just in a dream, which there is a dream world in Mario. So it does count. Super Mario Brothers 3. Super Mario World. Super Mario World 2. Super Mario 64. Actually, no. Super Mario Land. We can't forget about that one. Then there's Super Mario 64. Luigi's Mansion is also part of that canon. It's just a side series. And then you have WarioWare is its own thing. Mario Party was considered an event that actually took place. Like, Mario Party actually did take place within Mario's life. Same with Strikers and Golf. And then Mario Party 2 took place in Mario's life. And 3, because these events actually do take place canonically. Then you have the Mario Sunshine series. The Mario Party 4, 5, 6 with the Sun and Moon. And then, obviously, you start to get into the Super Mario Brothers Wii U, New Super Mario Brothers. All of those are canon within Mario's lifespan and timeline. But then when you go to the Mario and Luigi series, it's like, it kind of goes into a little bit of a different route. But what I mean by a different route is, it's still connected, but it's a little bit, but the way Nintendo's treating it as if it's a different series. It's like, you know how you have Phantom Hourglass and Wind Waker Link? Think of Mario and Luigi series as Wind Waker Link. Like, it's canon, but it's like it's in their own direction, because you got Four Swords, you got the Wind Waker, you had the Wind Waker, Four Swords, Spirit Track. Then you had Spirit Tracks, and then Phantom Hourglass, and then Spirit Tracks. So it kind of goes into this whole, you know what I mean, thing. But that's what I would say about it. I would say different. I would say different series does mean different continuity. The thing is, you have to understand is when you have a continuity, it's not the same thing. Like, you can have a continuity that's different, but still be part of the canon story, or they can have connections. Because remember, the movies is of a different continuity, but it still technically happened. It's just not acknowledged in the main Dragon Ball timeline, if that makes sense. Wow, Lord Yamcha, thank you so much for the $7.99. Sorry, Ray, I appreciate it. Thank you again. Wow, man. Are your pockets endless, bro? Man, thank you. I appreciate it. And no, that's not what I'm saying, Retro. That's not what I'm saying at all. Thank you. Blast versus Android 17 and 18 from DBZ. Oh, that's a good... okay. Now, are you talking Blast from One Punch Man? Because I can answer that question easy. I will answer that question easy. But I appreciate it. Thank you again. But like, yeah, what I'm saying is, just to answer this, kind of get this out of the way, you can have a different continuity, but still be canon. Because continuity is just like I mean, it depends. Because I think the thing is, it depends on how you use the word. But a continuity is just like a different continuity is just like the main focus. Mario and Luigi series is not the main focus of Mario's adventure. It's a side series. You know what I mean? So it is a different continuity because the adventures they go on is not something they really talk about in the main series. And the way they treat the Mario and Luigi series is more so similar to the way the Paper Mario series is treated, where they already live in the Mushroom Kingdom. Mario lives in the Mushroom Kingdom. We know he does, clearly. But the way the game kind of goes about it, each game kind of treats the functions a little bit differently. It's hard to explain it because the way Mario has been over the years, there's so many Mario games, and like we can't. And King Boo can make references to other sports games, which is true. Like I said, those games did happen, but there's a couple of nuances we have to take. Sometimes you got to take some of those games with a grain of salt, depending. I would say the good thing about the kart games counting is because the kart games counting clearly means there's more dimensions and more areas to explore Mario. Scales the verse more. But I think another thing about King Boo making that reference is like, it's kind of iffy because Mario and Luigi are still grown. So it's like, how can Baby Mario and Baby Luigi exist at the same time? What about Partners in Time? Exactly. what I'm saying is there still are different timelines. So there's still different variants and versions. The main Mario experience, Mario and Luigi, it's kind of like the main Mario experiencing Mario and Luigi. They likely did. It depends. It depends. Because the way Nintendo treats it, it's like Miyamoto is just kind of like he doesn't care. Because Mario doesn't really have a true timeline. It's like they're all connected. So, but they all not at the same time. But Retro, you have to understand this. The reason why in power scaling you want to treat Mario and Luigi series as separate, power scaling wise, is because if you don't, you run the risk of lowballing Mario. Because Canon Mario doesn't scale to Mario and Luigi consistently wise. His feats are not consistent at all with the RPG games and crazy stuff they've done. So what I'm telling you, and Lord Yamcha, you and I, we used to power scale back in the day. You can attest to this too. Hey, stop talking. Thank you for the $2 donation. Android 17 and 18 versus Surge and Kit for the funny. All right, sure. I'll get into that. But I just wanted to say real quick, thank you again, though. I appreciate the $2 donation. Lord Yamcha knows exactly what I'm talking about when I say this. We used to always say DC and Marvel are like, we always used to say Superman's consistently solar system level. Why? Why is he only consistently solar system level? Well, no, Superman isn't consistently solar system level. Superman is actually, pre-crisis Superman is universal plus low multiversal. If we go into post-crisis Superman, then we get into like a galaxy level. And then we go into the other versions, All-Star Superman. So what I'm saying is Super Mario and Luigi are more like in the universal levels, in low multiversal levels and such. Paper Mario is more in the multiversal levels. Main canon Mario is in a pseudo-universal planetary mountain level range. He's hard to scale. And when I say main timeline, I mean mainstream Mario games. Kind of like mainstream Zelda games. Like Minish Cap isn't mainstream, but it still happens in the Zelda timeline. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying they don't count. I'm saying I like to treat them separate because for power scaling, if I treat them all the same, they can drag each other down. Imagine if you got a survey, right? Like think of this example. Imagine you got a survey. You got 10 customers. 3 out of 10 of those customers gave you a 0. And then the other gave you 8s. All right? Out of a score of 100. So that's 7 times 8. You got 56. And then the rest gave you 0s. Guess what? It sucks to be you right now because now, out of those people, you only got a 56. If all those other people have given you at least an 8, you would have gotten an 80. So what I'm saying is, Mario being weaker for a consistency kind of gets slowed down. Mario and Luigi series has consistently been dealing with these reality-ending threats. So for them, I can consistently say they're at that level casually. But if we take the Mario series into perspective and say, oh, Mario, mainline Mario, it's like, yeah, mainline Mario can barely break a brick. It's like, it just becomes a problem. And it's just like, bro, yeah, but like he barely broke a brick a couple games ago. But Mario and Luigi series, he destroyed the universe. Yeah, but now in Odyssey, he's not even nowhere near that level. You see what I'm saying? It starts to slow down the pace. It's kind of like you don't want to put them all in the same group because they end up slowing each other down. Because then if you're trying to look for consistency, you're not going to get that consistency. That's why I said it's like Marvel and DC. That's why we treat Final Crisis Superman clearly as a fourth dimensional universal plus level fighter, multiversal level fighter. Strange Visitor, complex multiverse, and even higher possibly. Post Data Stage Superman, upper lower ends of high complex. Post Crisis, universal plus. Pre Crisis, low multiversal. God of Strength Superman. All-Star Superman's probably not even beyond solar system or even star system. Like, look at that. Then you got other versions of Superman who are casually galaxy. New 52 Superman surviving Apocalypto and Genesis crashing, which are multi-galaxy sized planets, surviving it easily. So, like, what I'm saying is the feats have been changing in every Mario series. And this is like something that Craftus and I brought up and talked about. It's better to treat certain series titles differently, numerically, Because if you don't treat each one as different set series, power scaling wise, then it kind of comes off as like Mario's as strong as the plot needs him to be. And it's like, that's true, but it just makes things too difficult. You know? Anyway, we're done talking about Mario. Back to the match. Anything can be misinterpreted. Pretty much. Good point, Lord Yamcha. Now, answering Lord Yamcha's question, it was Blast versus 18 and 17. And then 17 and 18 versus Surge and Kid. All right, so Blast versus 17 and 18. Let's talk a little bit about this. All right, first off, let me just tell you this. This guy, this baboon right here. Who the hell, like, first off, what do you do? He's not doing anything. All right. And the regular, we're just using manga. We're just using manga. I'm not even going to go there. We're using manga. We're not going to use anime. Need I remind you? Need I remind you? Need I remind you? Goku and the manga. And I don't have the manga scan, but he did this in the manga. Now, if you want the scan for the manga, I'll pull it up here. Same thing. Finger, blocked, all these attacks. Wow, those same attacks turn Frieza into cold cuts. You're good. No, you're great. Well, I guess your heart just wasn't in it. No, seriously. Frieza, you can destroy entire celestial bodies, but not even a single man. Oh, well, I guess Frieza's gonna survive that attack. And then Goku decides, oh yeah, you cut Frieza with that sword. You cut someone who on the brink of death had planetary durability, possibly even star level. Oh, Namek was the size of a star, or was as dense as a star, since after all, it could survive 3 solar bodies pulling on it, such as being in the center of a star system yet didn't break apart. Well, in order for something to be that durable and strong, the planet had to be huge, or very dense. In that case, all I'm going to tell you is, Frieza survived the star blowing up, and he had a power level really, really low. And yet, even at full power and even being stronger, you cut him no problem. But, despite that, multi-star level power you got in your sword, I'm just going to block it with a finger. Even though I can block that with a finger, the androids in your future will kick my ass. So there you go, that's the answer. So, Goku's multi-star level finger, which I already talked about how strong Saitama is. Saitama can destroy entire stars, at this point. Comparing his sneeze and his fart and his sneeze to Jupiter and his actual scaling. Yeah, dwarf star level each punch. That doesn't mean anything. Goku's multi-star level with his finger. Manga! Not even anime. And yet, Android 18 and 17, they laugh at him. They would laugh at that same Goku. Well, sis, I think this is going to be an easy battle. That's right. I can't do 18. Sure, 17. I can't do it. However 18 would sound, it's the same thing. He literally would destroy. 17 would go up and be like, nah, let me have a go at it, sis. I'll have fun with him. Blast would be terrified because he'd be like, why are they so confident? And he'd teleport them somewhere. So he would get away with a strategy and they'd be like, oh, where did you send my brother? Into another dimension. Now, let's fight. 18 will be so pissed, she'll key blast him. He'll dodge a key blast, and then they'll be caught off guard. They find Blast again, they're killing him. 0 difficulty. So in an actual in-character battle, Blast would teleport them away. Seriously. But, how many stars is it? Or do you interpret that differently? So Lord Yamcha, I do interpret that differently because here's the thing you got to factor in. First off, Garou, Blast doesn't even scale nowhere near them, based on the series. But another thing that people don't realize is, people think they destroyed stars. No, I've read the entire chapter in the Viz. What actually happened was that was actually an aftermath because they were bending time. They were bending space, and that was made consistent throughout the series. So they folded space which has happened several times, even with the nuclear fission that Garou performed. So they're strong, but they don't, I've read the Japanese, they don't actually destroy stars at all. People think it's thousands of stars. No, that's just a ripple in space. All right? Now, I know people say, oh, what about reversal causality? It's like, yeah, that's just Grant Morrison flowery wording. Because if he was that strong, and first off, let me just make this clear. I know people are going to use this scan to say, oh, there was galaxies in the background. Look it.
Oh, homie, there were galaxies in the background.
Marge, I don't think those are galaxy.
Oh, well, hey, Lois, what do you think of this? You think this actual feat is actually galaxy level? Peter, why are you arguing what power scale is again? Come on, Lois, let's give it a shot.
Peter, I think Lois is trying to tell you they're wanking the feet.
Oh, come on, Joe, what do you know? I mean, at least they can use their legs.
Peter, I don't like comments like that.
Come on, Joe. Come on, get a leg up, right?
Peter, didn't I tell you how many taught? No. But anyway, on a serious note, no. It's not even that I interpret it differently. Based on what the author is telling us and what Murata's going for, I don't believe they're actually destroying multiple galaxies and such. Because if they were, why did it take a sneeze on Jupiter to scare Garou? Oh my gosh, he sneezed, Jupiter! I'm like, bro, if I could destroy thousands of stars with a punch and scale to that level, I would take a piss and fart by accident and blow up a planet. Because if you're destroying two separate stars, the gap in distance for the blast and shrapnel to reach two different stars, it's so freaking big. Think about Alpha Centauri in our planet. Those stars are we're literally 4 light years away. Bro, that's outside of the Kuiper Belt. If you were to destroy Alpha Centauri from all the way from our star, don't blow both of them up at the same time. Let me actually give you a scale. Here's a distance. A lot of people don't realize the actual size. So here's an idea. Alpha Centauri is all the way out here, bro. Even with our star. And keep in mind, this is not to scale. This is not. This is just giving you an idea. So we're 1 astronomical unit away from the sun, which is Earth. Saturn is 10. The heliopause is 100. The Oort cloud is 10,000, 100,000. Alpha Centauri, more in the 500,000 astronomical units. It's like 4 something light years away. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculously far. Ridiculously far. Millions of times further away. If the gap between my computer and actually, you know what? Here's an example. Let's show you here. If this was the sun, right? And if this was let's say the Earth was here, and this is the gap between the Earth and the sun, which that's way too close. That's way too close. All right, here's an example. Check this out. This is the Earth. No, this is the moon. This is the moon. The Earth is about 24,000 miles. Let's just give it there. The moon is about 300K. So, no, 50, it's, yeah. 50K kilometers. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think 5 times 25 is 250. 6, just about. Now, actually, how many miles away is the moon again? Bear with me a moment. Miles of moon from Earth. Because I know the kilometers. I'm trying to use miles because kilometers, it makes it a little bit more difficult. No, screw it. I use kilometers. So bro, let's go. Kilometers to the moon is 382,500 kilometers, which is, and then we take the math from that, and then kilometers of Earth. We're gonna take the Earth's diameter. So kilometers of the Earth's diameter, which is 12,742 kilometers. So we're gonna take 382,500 and divide it by 12,742, which is gonna give us a number of 30. So just think about this. If this is the Earth, this is the moon, we need one. So look, this is the Earth. So the moon is right here. It's right here. So here's the Earth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so about my arm length from here. So if I were to leave the, so let me get a nice spot to measure. Let's use this doorknob here. Let's kind of move this here to kind of show people just a difference. Let's take the knob here, this knob, and I just need to be 10 away, right? If this is the knob here, then me being 10 miles away is like here, that's 10. Then I just hold here, and I can just hold here and use that as a reference. Boom, that's 20. And then I would get out of the frame. I wouldn't even be able to capture everything over here. So from here to that doorknob right there, the Earth would be like 6 more distances away from here. So this is the Earth. The moon is all the way right there. So think about that. The moon is all the way over there. And the Earth, this tiny little thing that I'm using on the cap of a mason jar, is supposed to represent the Earth. That's supposed to represent the moon. And the difference in the size, I mean, Earth, the moon's a little big here, but the difference in the size, oh crap, I dropped it. But you guys get the picture. That is the gap alone. Now if I bring the sun into this mess, right? So if this was the sun, if this was the sun, I'll tell you this. The Earth in distance wise would have to be, the Earth would have to be smaller than this. The Earth would have to be tinier than this. But let's just say this was the Earth. Or let's use a penny. If this penny was the Earth and I was this, like you have to put into a factor, you have to take like, let's see, 15K from 93 million miles, no, like 180 kilometers. Oh my gosh. So I would literally have to go all the way outside about 10, I would literally have to move away about 200 feet, 300 feet away just to represent the sun and this tiny thing being the Earth. So the actual distance, like a lot of people think like, so if you think about, that's just the distance between the Earth and sun. Now multiply 200 feet by 300,000. So 200 feet times 300,000, which is 300,000 feet. Then I'm gonna convert that to miles, which is 5,280, just using that. That's 11,363 miles. So basically here in New England, where I am, I'm in New England. And in New England, that means if this was Earth and that thing was the sun, the gap between, if the sun was in my room, basically, I'd have to go to where Lord Yamcha is living just to show where Alpha Centauri is. Alpha Centauri is like where Lord Yamcha lives at, while I'm here all the way in New England. That is how far 2 of the stars are when you look here. So when you think about this gap that you're seeing here, you need so much power. You need millions of times, you need to be trillions of times planetary just to reach the gap between those two. People don't realize that. You need to be up in the trillions to be multi-star level. Period. That's just how crazy much power that is. And you're telling me Saitama sneezed away the gases off Jupiter, and then Garou's like, I'm scared. Garou is scared of someone sneezing away Jupiter. But if he was destroying millions, I already told you just for 2 stars, imagine millions of those stars, all separated. billions and, millions of trillions of miles away. So many astronomical units distances. And we're talking about stars of different sizes, different heats, different durabilities, different gravitational pulls, black holes that may be a factor into the matter. And we're thinking, oh, they destroyed those. And we can't say, oh, this appeal to reality, because One Punch Man uses reality. They use causality. They use space-time bending, nuclear fission. So they literally use these. So in my opinion, humbly, I don't think that Garou or Saitama at all come even close to that level of power scale, at that level of scaling. Because why would you be scared of Jupiter blowing up? So unless Murata or One comes out and says what that feat was, for now, I just think that Saitama is dwarf star level each punch. I think that's reasonable. Garou, I don't think he scales to that. I think his durability is high. He could take dwarf star punches to the body. But I think Garou's actual strength... actually, no. Garou does scale that way. Because destroying the gases off Jupiter... destroying Jupiter is not that far from destroying a dwarf star. So Garou being scared of something that is... at that durability that can hurt him, makes a little bit of sense. So, Saitama, that's why he said eventually he's going to kill me with one of these punches. So Garou's like, yo, these dwarf star level punches are going to kill me. Makes sense. That's why I would be scared of Jupiter level power too. If I saw someone can hit 100 times stronger than that, and they started pounding on me, that's why Garou was scared. Because of how casually he sneezed it away. But anyway. That's it. I hope that explained the basic premise. But to think that now, let me just go on one more thing. Hold on. To think that feat, and then people really think that this feat here is galaxies? Hell no. This right here, this right here, because I've studied astronomy since I was in 2nd grade. Studying the gaps between space and time until I realized a lot of it's fabricated or whatever. We're not going to get into conspiracy here. The point is that's not even close to galaxy. Let's say this actually did happen. Let's say this actually was destruction. That would be high multi-solar system level. Boom. Really strong. But that wouldn't even... Did you know that wouldn't even be 0.5% of the Milky Way galaxy. That wouldn't even be 0.5%. Let me clarify that. Not even 0.5%. Not even 0.5%. So in all honesty, not even close. Do it! But in all seriousness, I hope that, thank you again, Yamcha, I appreciate the donation. I hope that was a good enough example to kind of explain where I'm coming from with that. Oh my God, universe! See, I'm not even, no. See, I would turn into Pat God if somebody said those are universes. If you don't take your dusty creepo, wanna be working 9 to 5 at Home Depot, Hajime no Ippo, wanna be from Puerto Rico looking at, playing, to start roasting the crap out of them. Adam Amro. How big is Beerus's planet, and how fast is Goku in Chapter 67 when he trained with Whis and flew out the planet almost instant? Good question. Let's take a look at that. Thank you again, Adam Amro. I appreciate the donation. Chapter 67. All right. Let's go ahead and begin. Thank you again for the £5.
How big is Beerus' planet and how fast is Goku in Chapter 67 when he trained with Whis and Goku flew out the planet almost in instant?
Oh, ding, 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 ding. Goku versus Saitama in the live stream? Perhaps. But like to answer the question, see, this is what I want. I love feats. I love questions that ask about feats specifically. This is chapter 67. All right, you said chapter 67 when he trained with Whis. All right, we're on chapter 67. I don't see it. All right, Goku's eating. All right, All right, yeah. It's Puerto Rico for Puerto Rican. We did not claim that. Bro, y'all remember that one? He's like, because you a Discord troll with no goals, as soon you're going to be sliding up and down a stripper pole, going out of the Dollar Tree to eat out of a ramen bowl because on Christmas your dad was so poor he couldn't afford to buy you coal. Get your ugly ass. Yo, Pat God, shout out to Pat God. All right, let's see here. Where is this? Where is the feat? Was it the next chapter, I think? Oh, no worries. So, Beerus's planet. Let's take a look. All right, yep. So how big is Beerus's planet? Well, let's take a look. Beerus's planet is a little weird. So, this is what I call funky scan. Funky scan is a phenomena where and everyone knows about this. Funky scan is when you can't properly pixel scale it because you got crap like this. These rivers are clearly not millions of miles. Hundreds of thousands of miles long, or like thousands of miles or thousands of kilometers long. So, when it comes to this, I think Goku is flying at a high altitude. This is not to scale, so we can't use it 100%. But we do know that he definitely is beyond stellar heights. So he's basically as high as you would be outside of orbit. That's how high Goku is, logically, because Beerus's tree is supposed to be abnormally huge, like bigger than islands. But I think the thing about Beerus's planet, it may not be its, but the fact is that Goku can fly all the way up here, come down into 7 different ones, all simultaneously. Means Goku's still up there, because remember he says your real body never descended. So the fact is, what's going on is Goku's not making clones. Goku is flying so freaking fast. Like, let me give you an idea. Put the camera back on again. Here's an idea. And actually, what we're going to also do, we're going to get into the art program. So let's take a look here into the art program. So if we pay attention, Goku is flying up and down. So he's here. So let's take a look here. So we have something, Beerus's planet is definitely big. Like, it's not drawn the scale. It's funky scaling. But lore-wise, it's supposed to be bigger than actual planets that are surrounding him. Because we know they're actual planets. They made that clear in the movie and in the game. And it's a very durable planet. And it has a dimension of no return when you drop. So, Beerus's planet, how big is it? I would say it's probably star size, to be honest with you. Small star size, like really small star size, like dwarf star size, if you want me to be very honest with you. I'm not going to sit here and just say, Dragon Ball characters, wank, wank. No, we're not going to do that. But we are going to do some reasonable scaling. You got this place, all right? So if the average planet is about this big, all right, let's just say it's the size of Earth. All right, cool, go paints. All right, pretty cool. So the diameter, not the radius, the diameter, let's say it's 12K, let's say it's just 12K kilometers. All right, 12K kilometers, all right, cool. Now, I think the thing is, and let me just move this over. So let's just kind of just take a closer look at here. So as you guys could see, so if you guys take a look right here, you see it's 12K kilometers, basically. And I'm utilizing this as a base ground. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, scan, copy it there, put it in another one. Then I'm going to copy this so I can do this. Do it again. And do it again. Now this isn't the actual scale from Beerus and Goku, but this is just an estimate. So keep that in mind. None of these matter. But what matters is possibly this. Now again, this is funky scaling because they never draw it pixel perfect. And that's the only thing that annoys me. Beerus' planet, about this big, 12 times 5, 60. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So about 60 kilometers. Cool beans. All right, we got the math. We got the formula. Pretty cool. So that's done. That's out of the way. All right, cool. So 60 kilometers from here. Goku is flying high enough that he's bypassing other planets. Beerus's tree is still within sight. Based on his field of vision, he could see the entire planet of Beerus. So in order to see an entire planet, you have to be of a far enough orbit. So if you want to see the entirety of Earth, I believe Vsauce did a video on it. You have to go beyond here, beyond here, beyond here, because your field of vision is like this. So based on your field of vision for the human, you have to be about here. And again, these are just very, very rough estimates. Don't take them super serious. So probably about like 50. I want to say to get a nice solid view of the Earth, I want to say you got to be 50 kilometers high, 50,000 kilometers high. So 50,000 kilometers high from about here. So in Goku's case, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. Say he's about, 60, like 100K. Let's say Goku's about 100,000 kilometers in the air. The fact that this guy can just do this, like now, pay attention. Now I don't need the camera anymore. Just look. I'll show you guys in just a minute. The fact that this guy can go 1 Goku, 2 Goku, 3 Goku, 4 Goku, 5 Goku, 6 Goku. There's a problem. Or actually 7 Gokus. I think there was 7. So there's 7 Gokus going down. Here's what people don't realize, besides I'm making a Doflamingo's birdcage. Goku has to come down, because Goku's still up here. He has to come down, go back up really fast, come here, 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 go back up really fast, and come here, and go back up really fast. While he's doing that, each of his bodies move differently. Now pay attention to the scan at hand. And this is probably one of the most complex feats to actually scale speed-wise. Basically, you have to travel about 100,000 kilometers within a time frame so fast that your body, that the light, because remember, after imaging is based on light. So basically, he has to move faster than the speed of light from 100,000 kilometers away. Now, how many kilometers per second does light travel? All right, let's see here. 299,792 kilometers per second. Goku has to move faster than 299,792 kilometers per second. And he has to do it so fast that all his body, that 7 of his bodies look like they're all there simultaneously. So the fact that he can do that, and all of them charge at different lengths, and that's not actually Goku's body, but rather Goku using feints and after images, pretending he's going to attack him. And people say, oh, those are clones. No. He just said your real body never descended. Now, you could say it's clones, and if it is, then, all right, it's not a speed feat. But I don't think so. Because Whis doesn't use clones that we know of. So that's why he said copying me is not going to get you there. So it's likely he's using raw speed. So if Goku is... And Goku could use clones. I mean, still good. But think about it. You are taking your body, moving here, coming back, moving there, coming back, moving here, coming back, moving here. Actually, let me... you got to think about it. And I agree. That's actually crazy. I was, oh boy. And yeah, exactly appropriate, Adam. That's actually crazy. If you are referring to this, like imagine you're going boom, 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 boom. And keep in mind, he's constantly coming back and forth. I'm coming up, down, 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 up, down. And it looks like his bodies are attacking, but Goku's actual body is still in the air. He's just so fast. The light reflects that he's just moving down there and he's fighting. Like, it makes it look like, oh, I can occupy 7 pieces of space at the same time. So in terms of light speed, I'm going to screw this formula up. But I'm going to put it this way. He's making at least 14 trips in less than Planck time. Because light moves. When does light look like it's standing still? Well, let's put it this way. He's moving faster than 299,000 kilometers per second. So he's moving faster than this. All right? Because Whis catches him in a second. And he's so fast that even Whis, who dodged instant transmission in the Broly movie, has to kind of react differently. You know what I'm saying? Because look at how Whis reacts. Whis throws out actual attacks. He's like, all right, let me throw an attack here, throw an attack here, throw an attack there, get rid of you three. And all right, so at this point, I figured you out. Flies right through Goku. And you could tell it's not a clone because this Goku's still faking the attack. Whis already pops up so fast, Goku doesn't even notice them. And then just kicks him. Knocks him out. One shot, one taps him. And Goku's mind was calm. So the fact is that Whis is literally able to do this. And the fact that Goku could do that, I'll tell you this. Basically, long story short, based on like a very generous scale, if you can move this many times, 7 times, so if you could travel, let's say he traveled there, made 14 trips. All right. 14 trips. All right. AKA, he traveled 1 million. So he could travel 1,400,000 kilometers per second in order to make this trip. To do this 7 times in a second. But here's the thing. His clones move so fast that even Whis had to counterattack. So if that's the case, and we know how fast Whis is traveling through space, that's why I said this feat is not really easy to scale. If we were using normal light speed, then Goku would be like, you know what I mean? It'd be basically 1.4 million. It'd be 1.4 million divided by 299,792, which is roughly about 4.69 times the speed of light. Which, I mean, again, people's like, oh, that's not super impressive. I mean, it is impressive. Because you got to think about how light speed actually behaves. But the thing is, we know how fast Whis is. So if we're factoring in that Goku can do this on a level to so fast that he can catch up with Whis, and Whis traveling through space as he did, I mean, Whis has infinite speed, but if we're using finite speed for this battle, since we got to be logical and realistic, Whis can travel from Beerus' planet to Earth. I mean, travel from, let's see, I'm trying to do a mathematical scale. So let's just treat it as if it's the normal observable universe. All right. So the normal observable universe. Let's just say Whis just traveled that, and he traveled across it. If we take 92 billion light years, as in miles, right? Or as in, even better, as in kilometers, it'd be, let me write out the number. For those of you who want to know the number, I did the math, and it would be this. Now, for those of you who don't know, that particular number, I mean, there's 23 zeros after. So that means we're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. So that's the 100,000s. That's the 100,000s. That's the 100 millions, 100 billions, 100 trillions, 100 quadrillions, 100 quintillions, and 870 sextillion miles. Whis could travel this in 23 minutes. All right? So basically, if Whis can travel this in 23 minutes, I have a light speed formula calculator that I am actually going to throw into the mix. So if we're using kilometers, so the distance is kilometers, and we're traveling this many kilometers, and let me just make sure this checks out. All right, let me see if I can do this here. Let's do that. Oh, do that. Oh, no, do that. Oh, no, 7. Watch this, guys. You're gonna like this. I love doing these type of scalings. All right, yeah. All right, so there's more. I need more than that. All right, so let's just take 92 billion light years. Let's just say light year. 93 billion light years. All right, 1. That's 93 million. That's 93 billion. There we go. And let's say Weiss. All right, so what we need is we need the distance traveled over time. So we got the distance, which is light year. So we're focused here. We got the distance for light year. The time traveled was 26 minutes. Even though that's the afterlife, we'll just lowball it. All right, hold on. Speed of light. And that means our answer gives Goku speed a total of... Well, Goku's doing it so fast that... And that's Whis casually traveling. But based on that alone... And Goku's still faster than this, don't get me wrong. That's just travel speed. But based on this alone... You see that number? That means Goku's 1,881,351,220,193,009.2 times faster than light. Or that's how fast Whis is. Without trying. Goku can arguably hundreds of times faster than this, honestly. But like that's just to give you guys a general scope. So at the bare minimum, I mean, honestly, if you want me to be really honest, I actually think Goku's speed in short burst and Ultra Instinct is this. But I think just to give you guys a raw number, that's probably how fast I would have him at a very low ball. Yeah. Yeah, Goku is billions to trillions, so him reaching quadrillions, I mean, it's actually much larger. But, like, for Manga Goku, that's impressive. Which I know people will say, but what about gas? Why did it take gas 20-something minutes? Well, that actually adds up. If it took gas 20 minutes to travel the universe, that adds up. Right? So, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, the boy JJ, Whis is infinite. Whis is immeasurable. And there's nobody in the versus battle community who can even challenge me at that. Nobody. Whis is immeasurable, period. There's no question. There's no question about that. No question. Whis is immeasurable, period. Yeah, gas likely traveled the universe. Because he went all the way to where Whis was. And then Goku just kind of skipped in between different planets. Like, and then gas couldn't detect him. So he had to fly back. It's like he's flying at ludicrous speeds. It'll take him 20 minutes to get here. So I'm like, if gas can do that, gas technically is faster than even Whis. And it's like, oh, how you didn't travel the whole universe? I'm like, the Dragon Ball universe is bigger than ours. And that's just the observable. Don't get me started. Don't get me freaking started, bro. So, yeah, absolutely immeasurable. He can reach. I mean, think about it. Their shockwaves reach the Kaioshin realm with just Super Saiyan God. I mean, in case people forgot. In case people forgot. In case people forgot. In case people forgot. Let me see here. case people forgot. Here. What? The shockwaves from Earth are reaching even here? At this rate, the entire universe will be destroyed. So the shockwaves reach higher dimensions. So there's, like... So, like, I mean, it's, like, you know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not going to say Goku's infinite speed, like, all day, every day. He has to amp himself. That's why I say it's in short bursts. It's like a burst option in a fighting game. That's Goku. Goku's burst options are infinite speed. Why is why is the Dragon Ball Verse 4 galaxies stated in the guides? Are those super galaxies? Yes, because they're considered clusters. Because if you read, a nebula in Japan is also considered a galaxy. That's why when we read about galactic nebula, you know what I mean? I'll show you. Let's see here. Uh-oh, it's 12. It's almost 1 o'clock where I'm at. All right, guys. So, it's almost 1 o'clock. So, with that said, it looks like we may need to call it the end for now. But I do want to give a special shout out to everyone who's participated in the stream. And that is to every one of you guys. So, we're going to go on a listing. So, first off, I want to just thank everyone who's came through the stream. And that's from Adam Anro, Appropriate Adam, DSM24, Goku Black, Macadamia, Lord Yamcha, Stop Talking, The Boy JJ, Thor's Hammer, Prince Boyd, Vegeta Scales, Roswell Munchausen, Andre Strozier, and so much more that I probably wouldn't be able to even name right now. So sincerely, thank all of you guys for stopping through and coming on the stream. It is extremely late where I am right now, so I do need to call it GG's. True SSJ Havoc, thank you. Oh, it's 6 a.m. in the UK. Man, that's crazy. Goku Black, thank you for stopping by as well. But thank you guys. I'm glad you guys enjoyed the stream. I had fun with the stream. I hope you guys had fun with the stream. Hey, my pleasure, man. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. What I am going to say to you guys is thank you again for stopping through. And this is Atari H&B. And I love you. No, let me stop. I'm trying to rhyme too much. Oh, yeah, Son Goku, I got you. Come by next time, and we'll be happy. I'll be more than happy to do it. Call Omen Reacts. If you like him, talk to him. All right. It says Yahweh in Yahshua. Oh, Yahweh Yeshua Elohim bless you. Ah, I think you're saying yes. You're saying Wahbahashim. No, Wahbahasham. I think it's Wabasham Yahweh wa Yeshua. No, Wa Yahweh wa Yahushai. Elohim, Barakata Elohim, or Barakata Elohim, or Elohim. I don't know, man. I'm not going to start speaking Hebrew on the stream. All right, but anyway, Tora Rabba, Thor's Hammer, Tora Rabba. All right. All right, guys. Bye-bye. Take care, everyone. Oh, and Harvado, thank you as well. Everyone. You are all appreciated. Yes, absolutely. Ha-ha! That's what I'm talking about, Thor's Hammer, speaking the ancient Hebrew. Yes. Wait, Thor's Hammer. Do you speak Hebrew? That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Keaton, thanks for stopping by. Peace out, guys. Omni John and Omni, thank you guys for stopping by as well. Peace.